Well, everything looks to be in order, but you are going to die. The fear of divination, the fear of tarot, is a fear of the unconscious mind. This is ultimately the source of the fear of divination. When people are afraid of a Ouija board, when people are afraid of a tarot card reading or a palm reading, what they are really afraid of is the unconscious mind. It is not a demon, an external demon that is moving a planchette on a Ouija board. It is not a demon picking the tarot card. It is you. It is you, or it is the person reading you. So at worst, it's a scammer. Otherwise, it is the unconscious. It is an unconscious movement, an unconscious experience. We are afraid of the mirror that is shown to us through these mediums. And one might say, oh, well, I don't like tarot, or I don't like Ouija because it is against God, it is against the church. And I think that Jung has really the perfect answer to this, which is that the role of the church is to curate the unconscious. The unconscious beyond just the personal unconscious of Freud, the collective unconscious, the shared unconscious of Jung, which is very like God for most of us. It is a terrifying and terrible place. The archetypes are not good, as I've said many, many times. And so the role of the church is to curate experience and interaction with the unconscious in a way that does not drive you mad or make you die, which is what happens most of the time when people deal with the unconscious on their own. You will go mad and you will die. This does happen with tarot, of course. This does happen with Ouija and with all psychic mediums. You can go crazy from it really easily. It happens all the time. This is why I believe in a curated scientific approach to tarot. And I'm trying to provide that. But ultimately, we're dealing with the curation of the unconscious and our individual approach to it. The Catholic Church, the Orthodox Church, have a standardized, structured interaction with God, with the unconscious. This goes out the window with Protestantism, absolutely, which is why there are insane heretical cults that form really easily and happen all the time. Occultism is like that. There is, at this point in modern times, not an orthodoxy occultism. You can follow an ancient system to the best of your ability, but there is not a proper systemic orthodoxy to turn to. And thus, this is left in the hands of anybody. I just said in my spirit, trapping spirits video that, a trapped spirit is like a loaded handgun left in a room with toddlers. Tarot can be like that. Tarot can be very dangerous. You can go crazy. Somebody will buy a deck and start reading for themselves, and that will drive you crazy. Because it's like Two-Face. If you've read one of the few good Grant Morrison comics, Arkham Asylum, you know that Two-Face is weaned off of coin flipping into using a tarot card deck to get him away from a binary choice into a 78 card choice. But that's still madness. It's still madness to live according to a random answer. And I think that this also illustrates what divination is good for, which is it is good as a symbol of God. The tarot is meant to be a symbol of wholeness. It is, every card forms the circle that is God. These are the faces of God, the emanations of God, the forms of God that we see in the Bible and in all religious texts. Every good divination system operates on that same principle. The I Ching is a complete circle that encompasses all natural phenomena, and the Ouija board, to a lesser extent, is the alphabet, which, of course, the Jews believe is, the numbers and the letters are God. That's what God is made of. That's how God makes the world. And so all divinatory systems are systems built on God, on the nature of God, the expressions of God. But I think what we fail to recognize fully is that any interaction with God has the potential to kill us. Any interaction with God has the potential to drive us mad. This was well known in the past. This was not a mystery. This was simply what was going to happen to you if you did this. This is why the church exists. For the cool occultists out there who are like, the church is all bullshit. I don't care at all. No, the church is there so that everybody isn't going insane and going, the world has not gone mad, in large part because orthodox systems of information and curation of the unconscious exist. This is part of what my channel is about. There's a huge danger to the internet because it is an uncurated interaction with the unconscious. The internet is like a tarot deck. The internet is like a Ouija board. The internet is like a Bible in English. Extremely dangerous, extraordinarily dangerous, and can be used very, very badly in the wrong hands. And it does drive people mad, and it drives many of them to death all the time. I don't, there does kind of need to be an orthodoxy of occultism. But perhaps even more importantly, there does need to be an orthodoxy of the internet. There needs to be an orthodox system of interaction with the unnatural. In quite a few of my writings and posts, I've talked about the idea of there being fairy tales for the internet, of having fairy tales to tell children so that they are able to build up an awareness and a defense system against it. Because otherwise you are sending children into the internet without any awareness of what it is, how to interact with it, and they're going to get in huge trouble. I think tarot is similar, but the learning curve is great enough that it's very difficult for most people to get to a point where they can use it badly, but not for long. So that's really what it's about. Horror of divination is horror of the unconscious. And if you treat tarot as demonic, you should certainly treat the internet as demonic. And both are something that need an established system of rules to interact with. Memes matter.